Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the build. We are now working on the primary hull for the Reliant. I've already got some work done. As you can see, I've got the light blocking and the light reflecting coat of nice gloss white on here. It's still a little tacky there. Got it on both sides. I've also went ahead and did some detail painting. I've got the gray in here. I went through and I painted a few places a little darker grays. I got my 3D printed part in right here, as you can see. I did do a little bit of a wash in these recesses right here and here. And I'm working on this, or started to work on this. These parts right here do not fit very well. So I had to fill in the bottoms. There's the very big gaps in here, and I've been starting to fill them in, but I don't want to ruin my paint job that I've already done here. So I think I'm just going to mask this off and then continue with this right here. Okay, now that we have the masking all done, I think we can start on these sections here. And the first thing I want to do is sand them down. They've got a little above the surface there. And then I'm going to fill in the gaps a little better. See if you can sand this. Yeah, flat here. All right, now that we have these flat, you can see we got a little bit more filling to do. Little hole there. On this side, we got quite a few just tiny little holes just to fill in with some Bondo here. Ooh, and this Bondo is very wet for some reason. It's gooey, shall we say. You just plop a little there. And let's get some in these holes. This section actually needs to come up a little bit. And we'll just fill in those holes with a little. There we go. Let's fix this. It's a little much. Oh, actually, we can get some right in there, though. Let's do something like that. All right. And kind of get one of these. We don't need quite that much. That looks about right. So we're going to give that about an hour, 2 hours to dry. And in the meantime, we'll talk about our upper hull and things we've been doing to that. Okay, as you can see, we have this the upper hull. The still tacky, the paint, but they're nice reflective paint. I have been working on this side. I've been doing some pre-painting. We got our blue in these trenches. We got the gray around the BC deck. We got the gray in these recesses, and I've also been putting, you can see, little greebles all over the deck, because when I look at the studio model, there's a great shot actually in the movie where it starts from up here or in front of the hull and it comes back and it looks like the camera goes right through the roll bar. Well, in that shot you can see right here very clearly there are a lot more little panels, hatches and whatnot on the hull here. So I added a few. They look a little garish because it's the white against the blue. Once this is painted, I'm hoping they will kind of blend in, as it were. What I do want to do, though, I don't want to put a wash in these, but I do want to do a little wash in these. I want to put a little bit of a dark gray wash into some of these recesses here. I think these up here behind the lounge are painted black. There's these little recesses up here. I don't think these are, though. I'll have to look again. But that is what we got going on right now. And I am thinking about lighting. I'm thinking that most of my lighting is going to have to be in the bottom of the hull, or will be in the bottom of the hull. With the exception of maybe a couple of strips, LED strips mounted right here and right here. Because we do have those windows. As you can see, I haven't cut them out yet. But we do have those windows in these sections here. I also have to grab the kit decals, or the aftermarket kit decals, and they have the windows separate, which is really nice because I'm just going to put the windows around this band here. I'm just going to take my pin vise after that, and I'm going to drill them out. That's how I'll know where the windows are. Let's see. We also have to paint I'm going to paint these, our phaser arrays. Every time I put the decals over these phaser arrays, they always look like crap because of the little knobby knobs. I'm just going to paint these. The only part of the decal I'm going to use is the red line that goes around it. Otherwise, I'm just going to paint these a mustard yellow. I'll mix up a mustard yellow and I'll paint those. The problem with the lower deck, though, is they decided to put a little jet out on this phaser array and this one too. So we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna sand that off. But as far as lighting goes, the rest of the lighting, it's mainly gonna be in here. And I think what I'm gonna do is basically take my LEDs here and my LED strip tip and pretty much go all the way around the circumference here. Because we have windows here, various windows around the saucer here. we have lights that need to go back here too in this section, which fits very poorly on here. We'll discuss that in a minute. And the other lights that we need are going to be our blinkies. We got the one on the bridge that ties in with the nacelles. That's a strobe. But these are more like blink 1 second on, 1 second off. These got 555 time for these. And we have additional two back here, the red and green respectively. And of course those are mirrored on the top hull right here and right here, over here. There it is. So what I plan to do is do little LEDs and do some fiber optics. And I haven't quite decided if I'm going to dedicate an LED to back here and back here yet. I could run, because these are the same colors, here, here, and here, and here. I could run fiber optic all the way down here. I don't know if I want to do that yet. But I know what I will be doing is I will be chaining these together because they're all going to time off. We're just going to run them in series around here and or parallel. I forget which one it is. We're just going to tie them all together. There, I'm not sure if the lights, there are two lights, and actually they're lighthouse lights that are these two lights. They actually do stand proud of these little bevels here. And I think I'm going to take some fiber optic and I'm going to sand around the fiber optic, and we're going to put them there. I don't think those flash. I'll have to look again. We have one more flasher, and I think it ties off all the other flashes down here. And this is actually a flasher in this impulse crystal. And I do have a part made up that will just have an LED in it, and it will just flash. Get a little fiber optic in there. So I think that is that. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start to I'm going to put a wash in these recesses. I think that's the next thing I can do. I'm also going to quickly look at the footage, see if these are black. If that's the case, I'll just shoot these with black. I'm going to see how much of this is painted. As you can see, I just shot it with some paint. I got all around. I don't know if the sides here are painted blue or just the recess. So we're going to have to look at that. I do know that these caps here are painted silver. And I do have little broom handles to go on there. My printers are out of commission, so I'm getting my 3D printed kit printed by SDM. He's kindly printing me all the parts I need to finish my build because my printers are kind of on the blink right now and I don't quite have the money to fix them. I will soon, but I don't quite right now, and I want to get going on this build. So yeah, we're gonna do a wash here right now. We'll be back with that. Okay, so I got the panel line wash done for these recesses, but then I went ahead and I panel line washed the entire hull, the whole grid. I will be painting over this. This is kind of a pre-shading. It's just a dark gray, just to help delineate these lines. Hopefully they'll show through. I shouldn't be doing too many coats of white over this, so hopefully that'll kick through a little bit. But yeah, that's what that looks like. And then I went ahead and I did the same thing on the bottom side. You can see I got all the panels washed. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to sand these down. I think this is pretty good, but I'm just noticing there's a divot in there. Yeah, I'm going to sand that down, probably do another round of putty on, it looks like both sides. You can see it's a little waffly on top there. So that's what I'm gonna get to right now. Okay, so I am kind of working on miscellaneous stuff. I'm got the underside sensor dome. I'm actually going to be using the insert they provide because it fits really snug in there, and it fits pretty good up against the hull. So what I've done is I've masked this off because I want to paint the sides the light comes out black, and I'm just going to scratch off where I want the light to come out. Of course, I have to paint the forward-facing ones red. Also, I put a little Molotov in the in-betweens here, just because I didn't want to paint these sections black. I want that to reflect as much light as I can out these guys on the sides. So that is that. The bridge, I'm actually thinking about. I don't know where the other piece is right now. Must be in here. Okay, it's in here. So there is a decal in the extended set that goes around here and then back here, and it's gonna have to somehow go over here. I might I don't know, I might just have to sand that little beveled section off there to fit the decal. I don't really need it. I don't know if it's there in the model. I'll have to look. But yeah, there is a decal that goes there. And I think the Reliant has a silver bridge dome. I think it is silver and blue. Maybe it's silver and blue. I'll have to look at the studio model again. I'm going to have to paint some of it. But there is a decal for the gray. So what I want to do here is show off... Where is it? Here it is. Little piece here. Kind of interesting. There are lights on this back bevel. Like the Enterprise has those kind of double moon lights on this piece that fits on the back of the bridge. Let's see if we can get this to line up like that. Fingers are too big. It does have lights, and they're red. They're two little pin red lights that are on the back of this. What I have left over from my Enterprise kit is a little photo etched door. One of those doors that go on just all the ports. The two on the secondary hull. I think there's one on the primary hull and the one on the bridge. And I think I want to use this part. Although let's see if we can get it out. Oh, well, hold on a second. Okay, so I think here it is, the little window, and it's kind of in place. Or not the window, the door. This is the door. This is a hatch, actually. It's upside down. So it goes like this. And I don't want to glue it to the surface here. It also looks weirdly out of shape and size. But what I think I'm going to do, or what I think will make this fit into that recess, is if I get rid of this border. You can see there's a border around here. If I get rid of that, and the edge, let's see, I got a toothpick here, and this edge right here, I think if I cut it down to that edge with the Dremel, it will fit into this recess. Or I could even go even further, take this detail out and just hit the edge of the door if I need to. We'll see. I might just end up ruining it. I only have one of these, so let's see how that goes. Okay, so this is either going to work or this is going to ping off into oblivion, but it is, they're holding the thing pretty good, so maybe let's try that. Alright, this thing will focus. Is it focus? Are you going to focus? Why? I don't know why this thing doesn't focus. I have it on the mode that should focus, but I don't know why cameras think, I don't care what's in the foreground. The background, that's important. We want this in focus. We don't want this in focus. This, not this. This, not this. Anyways, it doesn't look the best, but at least there's some detail in there. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to mark the centers of these two recesses and drill some holes in there to let some light through. So we're going to do that. All right, I'm just going to glue this in place because there's no reason not to. And it's easier to hold the bridge than to hold that piece and do some drilling. Come on, glue. Glue, 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 glue. It's started coming out. I thought I fixed you. Come on, glue. Why are you being clumpy? Glue's all clumpy. I don't know why. It'll hold. Let's stick that up in there. We'll sand that excess off there. Notice that the recess is not even. Got a little gap on this side. But there it is. Just set that there. Man, that looks bad. Now there. I'm going to have to fill that in. I'm going to have to sand that anyways. I'm going to go look at the bridge. I'm going to look at photos of the bridge here. Make sure that I'm right about those two lights. And I'm going to see if this light actually has a bevel on it, or bezel. If not, I'll just take it off because it's just less annoying to get the decal over it, that's all. So I'm going to do some research. Be back. Okay, I actually learned quite a few things about this bridge. It's not as detailed as I thought. There isn't really even a door detail back here. There are these two lights and they are red. So I drilled those holes out. Outside of the gray, there's really not a lot of paint on here. There is the gray trim that goes around the bridge and then back here. And oh, this thing is proud. That little bezel that kicks up, yep, that's there on the studio model. This cap is silver with a little red line around it. I'm going to have to find a decal for that. These little knobby dobbies that are on top of the bridge, these things, those are gray. And there is blue trim around these sections here, these little indents. There's blue around there. The other thing is I've got to make little supports so that I can have 3 lights come out these sides. Apparently these are all 3. At least that's what I'm seeing. There's 3 lights coming out, so I need 2 little supports to go in each of these, which I'll make out of styrene. So what I think I'm going to do, because the Blinky Flashy is going to be a fiber optic that's going to come from underneath, I'm just going to put a big old 5mm red in here maybe, see how that lights it up, see if that's good enough to light all these lights. And if I don't have a 5mm, I could throw a couple of 3mm in there, or maybe just put 3. This back here, these aren't super bright. They're just kind of, well, they kind of are, they kind of aren't. They do illuminate the back of the BC deck, the teardrop here. So they're bright enough to do that, but not much brighter. I think these are all the same brightness, though. So I think throwing maybe a 5mm or a couple of 2mm in here would be just fine to illuminate these lights and then these backlights too, because there's going to be nothing to block them because the fiber optic's coming up the center. See? So I think I'm going to create those little things I need to put in here and here and here. And that's kind of it. I do need to do a little puttying around this because there's gaps on either side, so I need to fill those. But otherwise, other than that, I think after that I'll be ready to give this a little light blocking paint. And I might, after light blocking, I'm probably gonna put some black in and then put some chrome in. I do have some knockoff Molotovs here, so maybe that's how I'll do this. Alright, I'm gonna figure those out. I'll be right back. So I went and I grabbed out of the bag this 1mm styrene. It's pretty much perfect. You can see it just boop, fits right under there. So what we need to do are cut out 2 teeny tiny little squares and get those in there. I think I'm actually going to do that off camera just because it's little work. I'll show you that when I'm done. Okay, I think it looks fairly good. Kind of like two little buck teeth sticking out right there. But yeah, just two little. I just cut off a section here. This is pretty thick styrene, but and I need a new blade, so I just cut up a section and then cut it up into pieces. Some of them flew over here. Might be able to use this one for one of the other ones. It doesn't matter how long they are, really, because you're not gonna see that. And also, it's more gluing surface area for me. So I think I'm gonna do all three of these, and I'll be right back, and we'll check that out. Hey guys, I'm working on the windows on the saucer here, and what I've been doing is I took the stencil I had from my Enterprise kit, my 1537 Enterprise, and I used it to mark out the windows on this hull. You can see, there they are, painted. And then after that, I went back in, my hobby knife here, nice sharp tip, and I kind of drilled pilot holes, at least a little bit. You can see those there. Those are my pilot holes. And then after that, I went in with my pin vise, and I cut those holes out. As you can see, I haven't cut up the double windows yet. What I'm going to do for that is I'm just going to go in with my pin vise, and I'm going to kind of saw them out with a pin vise. There's not much plastic in between these. So that's actually what I did with these set. With the set. And yeah, that window right there has got a little sideways. Let's just ignore that. That doesn't exist. But yeah, that's how I cut all those out. And then so yeah, I have still have a bunch to do. And there are windows right here. They start right here and they go back. This is about half of this window frame. It goes to, see, there's a long circle, circle, long circle, and then this triangle of circles. That triangle of circles is right about here on these windows. I had made a piece when I made my 3D kit for this that goes right here. In fact, it goes like along here, goes right there, and then goes back here, and it intersects with where the pylon goes. This is part where the pylon goes. I made another one for back here, and I have a test print of that failed. And this one I think goes like this. Unfortunately, when I made these, I didn't account for this. So I'm going to rip these off. I don't even know if these are the right details. And they don't fit. If I had known about this, I would have left room on this piece for this here. As it stands, I'm just going to rip this out. I'm going to look at the studio model, see if these details are even there. If they are, I'll just put them in. I'll just scratch build them in, and I'll put them on this piece. Again, it doesn't fit very well. You can see the overlap here. It kind of whoop, kicks in like that. The pylon goes on the front face of this. It doesn't kick back, so it just whoop right there and goes over. So moving those, and on the bottom, I'm just going to fill in the gap, the little gap that leaves. So the reason I built these in the first place, well, first off, template for windows, right? Easy peasy, just, you know, cut the windows out. But above and beyond that, there is a section, if you look closely at the Christie's auction photos, this section of windows sits proud of the hull, like this, as does this section of windows up here. It sits a little proud of the hull, and then right here where it connects to the other set of windows, it kind of smooths into the hull. You can see a tiny little, like this is about that thin. This is about, I think, a ½ mil thin, and that's what it looks like on the studio model. I mean, very, very thin, but it does kick up proud of the hull. So, I'm having my kit printed by SDM. He is kindly printing out my entire kit, so I have extra pieces. Some of the pieces I do have, like the crystal here, but I don't have the window pieces. I don't have this shuttle base, and there's a few other pieces I don't have that I want. So I will continue my windowing once I get those pieces from him. It shouldn't be too long. Until then, I'll just be cutting these out. So yeah, I'm going to get back to work on these, and I'll be back in a flash. I've been working on the these pieces here and the bridge. Let's show the bridge off here. Grab that bridge. So I painted the top in silver because this little piece up here does get silvered, and then I painted the back in that blue. I'll mask off where it's supposed to be blue before I go back in with the white paint. I also need to find a decal around. I need a round red decal to go on top here. I don't think there's one with the kit decals. I could look, but I don't think there is. So I'll have to find one. Yeah, with this, the only other thing I'm doing with this is I'm going to paint the inside of here with a Maltov chrome pen. I haven't done that yet. And after that, I've got my LEDs over here. I got 2 red LEDs so far that I'm using. I'm going to take these 2 red LEDs. We're going to mount them to this little piece of styrene here, side by side, like this. And I think I'm going to sand these till I get light going off in all directions, like a lighthouse LED. So I'm going to put these here, and then we're just going to mount that on the inside of this, like that. I still have room for my, whoops, you might want to see that. I still have room for my fiber optic to go through for the blinker. But yeah, that's about what that's going to look like with the LED. 2 LEDs mounted right on there. Flashing light off in all directions. For the sensor dome, though, a little different. What I've done is I painted the top silver. I kind of like that. I think I might leave these lines silver too. They kind of look neat. The Aztec kit decals, they do have decals for the paint job that's around here on these pieces. It's pretty cool. And then I went back in to this and I painted the center with a little bit of Maltov. Same thing with this, with the top of this. This is the top. This is the bottom. Didn't paint that. Painted the sides all black. Need to scrape off some paint here. There's 2 little, I keep doing that. There's 2 little knobby dobbies that need to be removed here. And I'm pretty sure, although it's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure all these lights are red. I can't be 100%. So I have to look again. If they are all red, I'm just gonna take a 5 mil, not a 3 mil, and I'm gonna drill a hole and I'm just gonna put it in there, and it's gonna light all these up because this is a clear piece. We got some reflection going with the Maltov pen. I left it on the bottom because I'm gonna sand it a little bit, and then we're gonna take off a little bit of this paint, and then that's how we're gonna mount it. It actually fits in there pretty tight. This is still tacky, but fits in there pretty good. It's not all the way in, but yeah. So that is the plan for that currently. I gotta again check. These might be white. These might be like the Enterprise, where they're white, and they're highlighting the hull. In that case, I think what I'm gonna do is, nice fingerprint in there. Not that it matters, but I think what I'll do in that case is when I take the pinpoints out up front, I think I'll just paint those in red, and we'll put a big old white LED right smack dab in the middle, another 5 mil, to shine light out these guys here. So that is that for the bridge currently and the sensor dome. So I'm going to get back to work on these guys, and I'll be back.
Hey guys, I just got a package in the mail. Since I have no functioning 3D printers, STM was kind enough to print me my own parts. So I started opening this up, and I was like, man, I should film this, because he is he is so meticulous at packing things. You guys got to check this out. So we got the nice paper here. Everything's in its nice own little printed box. He printed boxes to put my parts in. You're nuts, man. SDM. So we'll get this stuff out of the way. We'll crack these open. So it should be everything I need to finish the Reliant right here. Let's see. Oh my God. I don't even know what kind of tape this is. This is awesome tape. Hey, SDM, what is this? What is this tape? I love this. Okay, let's crack that puppy open. Oh, yeah, he printed me these. More of these. I don't need these. Oh my, I'm going to say that a lot. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. These, though? Man, that's nice. Look at that detail. He makes my parts look so good. This is also on a, I think he said it was a 16K printer, and I only have, well, I have a 10K, or an 8K and 4Ks, I think. So these are going to look a lot better than anything I printed. Good God. This is some meticulous stuff right here. Everything in their nice little bags. Nice printed boxes. I'm keeping these boxes. I'm not sending them back. Let's see. Of course, I choose to do this and put my laundry in, so that's what that noise is in the background. Can you hear that laundry? Yeah, it's my washing machine. There we go. Nice tape. This would be nice for masking. It's kind of a higher tack than I'm used to. Let's see what's in this little box here. Oh, he did them. He got them to print. Little warpage going on. That's okay. It's a warp ship. These are super thin. These go, come here, right here. Because this thing should have those little lattices in it, and it doesn't. So I had him print. I actually made a part. It's whisper thin. I think I can make this one work. It's got a little bit of wonk to it, but I think I can make it work. Yeah, these things are super thin. They have to be super thin because I have them come up above this ridge here. So we're going to see if we can't get those to work. If we can't, we can't. I'll just draw some lines in or something. There is a very nice decal that goes over that too. Okay, here's the big mamma jamma. Can't believe he wasted PLA on this. That PLA printer he's got, dang, look at this. You can see some lines on it. You can see some lines. But the top, look at that. Look how cool that texture is. That is awesome. And you can fill those lines in easy. I'm sure he didn't put a lot of infill because these are just boxes. Now I gotta find something to put in these boxes after I'm done. Oh, wow. Here's the lion's share. Yeah, ooh. Oh, he sent me the, here is the, is this the one that, yeah, this one that, it kind of didn't print right, but this is what a 16K one of my, Katinga pieces look like. Can't probably tell, but that thing looks amazing. There's so much detail on this. Man, I just gotta look at that a second. All my detail comes way out. Man, that looks cool. I wish you guys could see that in person. That's so cool. But yeah, we got, what are these little things? Oh, those are doors. Oh, this is for the shuttle bay. I printed the doors separately. I have a lot of these. Oh, this is cool. These little pieces. These pieces right here are for here. We'll show that off. Oh, look at these. The little brooms. Those little broom handles. They go right here. They're for the Bassard collectors. The detail isn't there, so I made a part for it. And that's what these little things are. Okay, and then these are these the counterparts to that? Yeah, these are some counterparts. These are actually parts for, I think these are for the side. I think those go on this side, right about where this is. Oops, wrong piece. Right where this is. Right in here. Or along here. The holes for the windows I have yet to drill are there. These are for around the shuttle bay with those lights. So that's what those are for. These are for the back. Right here. Everything's so dark. Why is everything dark? Anyways, these are for the back. Let's see here. This piece right here. Right in there. That's where those go. We'll see if those fit. He made these way thinner than I was able to make them. Or maybe they're the same thickness. See, I got a test piece here. That's the final piece. Yeah, those look way better than mine. These are the window templates. Whoops. And the shuttle bay doors. I got two versions of the shuttle bay doors. I have one with lattices and one without. And then these are the templates for the windows. here are the parts for the inserts for these. We got more of those over here. The upper, the lowers. He printed me one shuttle bay. Should have told him there were 2 shuttle bays. Although you should know that. You should know there's 2 shuttle bays on the Reliant, sir. Here's more of these windows. These ones here. You can see I put the sensor bands in there. Man, that detail is popping. They didn't pop on the original prints, but these are for. Let me grab this back over here. This part right here. I'm going to try these, test fit these in a second here. But yeah, here's the shuttle bay. Man, that looks cool. Wow, there's a lot of detail. There's where those doors go in here on either side. And I got windows for the observation deck. Let's take that out. I want to look at that. Because, oh man. Yeah, that turned out awesome. Wow. There's a ton of detail I put into this piece. Oh, probably could get it up in camera. I don't know if you can see all the detail. Yeah, you can't really see all the detail. Let's turn on this light. Maybe that'll help. Not really. No, it doesn't help. There's a ton of detail. I got doors over here. I got a big shuttle door over here. I got littler doors, hangar doors here. All kinds of stuff. Okay, there's more of those. This is so cool. This is the roof. And actually, this is really cool. This detail shows through. So there's a little hole for a light, and there's these little knobby dobbies. Those are supposed to be, let's take this out, tractor beam emitters, in case you need an emergency shuttle landing. You can see all those little knobby dobbies. Those are tractor beam emitters. And he printed up this really cool clear piece. I was going to do these in white, you guys, but he did this really cool clear piece. It's got this kind of honeycomb pattern, and that just snaps into the top like that. You got some really cool looking light panels for the top of this. That turned out awesome. Man, that looks so awesome. And it, of course, just glues down. Let's put that out. On top of the shuttle bay like this. And that's, of course, perfect. Perfectly fit like that. So, yeah. Oh, man. Very cool parts. I'm actually going to start to go through these and start test fitting them on the ship. I'm pretty sure they already fit, because I'm pretty sure these already fit before. So we're going to start maybe even gluing these in place. I'll be back in a second, you guys.
All right, so I have a lot of the painting done on the hull, the top of the hull, and the bottom of the hull. I have all my windows drilled out. Let's see if I can show this off. Right there, get our windows drilled out. We got our windows drilled out along that. And I did paint that instead of decaling it. And I got the detail painted. I got these little details I had printed out on the Bassard collectors. I got that blue in there. That still needs to be touched up. So everything, well, not everything. This is mostly painted. I still haven't, I have to mask these off and paint these. I do have some gloss on here. Just one coat. I'm going to add another one. So now it's time to kind of start the lighting. And let's bring in the under hull, if I can lift it up. Here we go. Here's the underside. That's done too. This is a couple of coats of gloss on it. As you can see, we have all windows drilled out. Right there, along the edge. Everything's looking nice. And on the bottom, of course, of all those windows, can I make them? Oh, there's tape over those windows, most of them. Those are drilled out too. They are ready. I still, again, have to paint the phaser strips. But yeah, other than that, we're ready to go with lighting. So I'm going to show you what I have in mind for lighting. And I need to get everything set up. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do for my lighting setup is, well, I got the LED strip tape here. So I think we're going to make a big loop with the strip tape. We're going to start in this corner. This is just sitting here. I got my shuttle bay just kind of in the area where it goes. But I do need to get illumination in these little side windows and the back window and the top. So what I plan on doing is actually starting right about over here somewhere and just looping an LED strip around back to here. for all the windows in here. For these downward lights, I'll put some strips in the upper hole. I got some light in the back to do too, so I'm thinking I'm going to put a light strip right here, right after this is the mounting peg hole. So right about there. Maybe I'll do another little U loop around here, because on the back side, where is that back side here? Find it. It's under everything, or I don't know where it is at the moment. There it is. It's hiding. On the back side here, we need to illuminate these little side. We got all these lights. There's 3 little lights here. There's the tractor emitters. This is going to be its own separate thing. So we got quite a few lights to illuminate on this back piece. So I'm thinking a strip that kind of starts here and goes around. I might have to mount, or at least temp mount, this shuttle bay here to kind of estimate. There's a piece that goes on the front of this thing, so it's not really where it should be. Kind of estimate or guesstimate where everything is going to go. I'm really debating whether or not just to glue this back piece in, because I'm kind of at that point. And you can see it fits. Let's see. No, you can't see. Let's move this a little bit. You can kind of see how it fits horribly. This is square on. This little shelf here, that's square on, but as you can see, these sides are very far from where they should be. So I need to, what I think I'm going to do is kind of glue this and come around like this to accommodate the bend, because the bend on this is a little bit more at an angle than what this piece is. So I think those are my main lights. I might even have to do these with fiber optic, these little guys. We'll think about that. These actually have clear pieces that I won't put in until the very end of the build. So that's the mains. Now I need to do my flashers, and there are quite a few flashers on the Reliant. So on the top and the bottom, we've got these flashers back here, these here, and of course these are the same corresponding color, which I always screw up. They're either red or green. I think starboard is, I think it's red. Nope, it's green. Starboard is green. So we got 2 greens here, and the port we got 2 reds over here and over here, and of course they're corresponding on the top of the hull, and then our white up here, and they all flash at the same rate. So what I'm going to do for those is I'm going to use a colored LED. Let's just grab one off of here. Like say the red. Let's grab both. We're just going to use an LED. This is a 3mm, and we're going to, on the top and the bottom and the front, we're going to glue, hot glue, on some fiber optic. And the reason the front is because I need to get one back to this here, which I have a low heat, very low heat gun, and I can usually, without too much trouble, I can usually get the fiber optic, just tag it in places, and it won't destroy the fiber optic. So we're gonna put, like, let's pretend this is here. We're gonna have a line going down and up, and then back for both of these, and that way we don't need to do tons of wiring. We don't need to do 3 different bulbs. We don't have to mess around with that. It'll be a lot simpler just to use one LED for the starboard and port side. And that, I think, is pretty well. Okay, we got this one too. We got a light. We got a blinky flashy down here, and I think this blink flasher will be tied in to these. I'm going to run all these in parallel. We're going to daisy chain these together and then run them out the base to a chip, which is right here, to this guy. The other lights, well, actually, we have to run another wire to this, because on the roll bar there's a blinker too. So I have to remember to splice in
a wire that kind of just goes to nowhere for the moment. Eventually it's going to come in one of these sides. I forget which. We're just going to have it in the middle for right now. So I think that is that for the deck lighting. On the bottom, okay, this is the top. I did do some changes with these little squares I made for Greeblies. I cut them in half because they looked way too big when I looked at the studio model. So I cut all these in half, and I took a few off. There wasn't as many, so I changed that. I'm gonna have to get this guy and this crystal. We're gonna have to put some tape up in here. Just do a little circle here to illuminate these windows. These windows that are on the ledge here are going to have to be illuminated from below. And as you can see, I kind of have these tacked in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another ledge behind here. And I'm going to put light strip here and light strip here. And then of course we need a little light up here for our lounge. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to put some transparency here, because I'm looking at my Enterprises which are a few years old. There's just the transparency gets dusty, and it's not just on the outside it gets dusty. Well, it gets dusty on the inside. I'm not sure how that works, but it gets dusty on the inside. So it's almost impossible to, well, it is impossible to clean that without getting in there. So I think I might leave the transparency off just so I can take some air and blow some air in here and blow it out, blow all the dust out. I think that would be for convenience. We got our 3 lights here that are, of course, lighting from the underside. And we got the bridge lights coming in. We do have a strobe on the bridge. We're going to have to tie that into the cell strobe. So all those wires will be going together and then down through the base. And I'm going to have to get another chip for that. There are 2 lights, 2 red lights on flanking the impulse crystal, and these don't flash. At least I'm pretty sure they don't flash. I'll have to look. I'm 99% sure they don't flash, well, 90%. They do stand proud. I've seen a shot of really up close of this, and they're like lighthouses, like little lighthouses. So I think what I'm going to do is illuminate these with red bulbs, or a red bulb, and bring some fiber up and have it stand proud, and then sand all around the fiber optics so it will illuminate. And I think that is it for the lighting for our saucer section here. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll be back when I have some progress. Okay, so I think I got my setup for these window lights, and that's just a strip of 6. And that will just go right about almost up against this little indent here. It's more than enough to illuminate this on either side. So I need to make a bracket, and I got myself this nice cheap, like 69-cent, 68-cent for sale sign from Menards, and I took and I marked off where I want it cut, here and here, and I left a little overlap room where I did it is like where the pluses and minuses are on either side, because I need room for my wires. And so I have a little overlap, my markings here, so I'm just actually gonna cut out to here. What I need is 2 pieces for each one of these, because I'm gonna make an L bracket, and I'm gonna hot glue that into the hull, and I can just place this on the back, on the upright side of that L bracket. So I'm gonna get to cutting this. Exciting stuff. Alright, I got my nice fresh blade on here. We'll see how good that works. And I don't have to be super accurate with these guys. It's just, you're never gonna see it. The nice thing about this is I got this black line that I could follow. Get you out of the way. There we go. Let's see how well I do that. It's not so bad. We'll do it down here. All the way to the edge. Alrighty, and then I need my other two, because these are L brackets. There we go. Here we go. That's a little longer here. There we go. And I should just be able to snap these. Snap them. Oh, better move that alcohol all the way. I just snap them up. There we go. Snap them off. There's one side. That's two sides. I still have the thing on the back, the warning. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Looks like it didn't go all the way through in some of this, so we're gonna have to. Let's see. Down here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Split them up. Easy peasy. Still got a bunch for sale sign left. Actually, I have a ton of styrene offcuts in my whole collection here, and I just didn't want to have to dig through this. Just grab the fresh sign and I'll use that instead. So now we have to make L brackets. Got my hot glue gun heating up here, and we're gonna paste these together like so. Nothing too complicated. It would be nice. Oh, handy dandy box. Could use this for a square. I'll take the lid off. Yeah, there we go. Create a square with the box. So, just do this, this, and we will do a little tacking in here. And I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter which side the thing goes on, does it? Not really. Well, it kind of does. It kind of doesn't. Alright. Get up there. Just like that. Just want to do a little tacking. Alright. There we go. Just tack that in place. No, you probably didn't see that because of my hand. Just two tacks right in there. I'm going to go across the back side, and that's where I'm going to reinforce it. For right now, I just want a couple little tacks on the side. And this is the mounting surface where the LEDs are going to go. Let's just test fit that. Yeah, that fits just how I want it, with a little bit of overhang on either side. That's good to go. And that's, ooh, don't get all sticky there. Let's, oh, I go into my bench. Oh no. Everything's falling apart. That's okay. Let's flip it over and hit the back side. This doesn't have to be super accurate, because these lights are really bright and they will illuminate just fine. Let's see. Get over. Get over. It's on my finger. Yeah. Should be dry in a few seconds here. Yeah, there we go. I might want to reinforce this on the back side. With what? A couple of offcuts. I could cut. I know what I could do. On my scraps, I got a couple of, I think, 2 mil thickness pieces of styrene. Let me create some backboards for this. Be right back. Okay, so we reinforce these with a little super glue and a little backing plate here to help give it some rigidity. And these things only need to hold up these, and these things don't weigh anything. So now I'm going to hot glue these into place. in our hull. Okay, so I think I want them to be right about there. Not too close to the edge. I'm gonna check something here. Probably should have checked this beforehand. Yeah. That looks good. I'll show you in a second, guys. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, so I'm putting these in the hull and just making sure there's enough distance between, basically enough depth for these to go in and not hit up against this. And we look pretty clear on that end. So I'm just gonna glue these in, I think. So let's mark these off real quick. I want this about right there. There we go. And well, we'll just use this one. Might as well. Want it too close to the edge. There we go. We can just plant that. Oop. Hit the camera there. And if this is too tall, I can always come back here and cut this edge off. Hopefully we'll be fine. The LED strip isn't too tall. If I do need to remove that, we're going to have the LED strip mounted like right there. So if I do need to cut this off, and I might just do that because. So that guy's in place. Let's see here. A little more there. And that guy's in place. So, now, I just realized I glued this down wrong. I glued the backing plate to the bottom here. Well, that's the nice thing about hot glue. Check this out. You just get under here and take it off. And that's why I'm not reinforcing these too bad right now. Oh, come on, you. Ooh, I got this on here pretty tight, actually. I'm probably going to bust this in half taking this off, aren't I? Well, I'm such a dummy for doing that. Oh, dear God. That's on there. Well, that's on there. I'll just reinforce the back, too. It means it's going to get kicked up a little bit more than this, but that shouldn't matter for light dispersion. It's all going to be right around there. It seems very sturdy. So yeah, I'll just put a backing plate on here. When all is said and done, these are just tempted. And if I really wanted to take this apart, I could. I just don't want to destroy it, because I think that's what that's what I need to do to get this apart right now. So, oh well, that's fine. We'll just fix it later. And it doesn't matter. You're never going to see it. And it's serving its purpose. Just a little bulkhead. A little L-shaped bulkhead. Yeah, that does seem a little sturdier than this side. This side leaves a little wobbly. I can like just peel this off. So I will come back with another millimeter strip and throw it. Is this millimeter strip? No, it's not. I'll have to find some more. Okay, so there's that. Now, the fun part. Actually, maybe we could forego the fun part for now. The fun part is a secret. The secret. It's soldering. So that's the fun part. But maybe let's figure something out. Let's figure out. Okay. I think. Where is my shittleby? Right there. Actually, what I think I'm going to need to do is I think we're just going to have to glue this into place right now, because everything I need to do from here on out revolves around having this in place. Because I need to know, I mean, not really for this strip that's going to go like this, but for everything that's to do with the shuttle bay, the doors, the bezels that go around the doors, which are somewhere in here. We'll pull those out. So I think what I'm going to do is strip some paint off of here, off this leading edge, and off where these shelves go. We're going to strip that off, and off where these edges go. And we're going to start the gluing. Grab some, put this over here. Grab some of these. We're going to see if we can't get that in place, because I'm going to glue the leading edge, and in here. And then I don't know if I want to try to get it all at once. My fear is that if I start this and then get halfway, and that's solid, I wait for that to dry, I'm going to end up with, like, maybe not connecting over here, so I think I actually have to do this all at once. Oh, this is going to be fun. I can't do this on camera, you guys. I'm going to be right back. Alright, so we have all the rest of the detail painting done. I went and I looked at some screenshots. I saw that these were actually gray, so I painted them in a gray. The blue areas here had like a gray wash in them, so I put a little gray wash in them. This area back here looked gray as well, and then I did the phaser arrays. I didn't want to put the yellow decal. It never works. You can never get the decal around these little bumps, and I didn't want to mess with it, so I just painted them yellow. And then, of course, on the lower section, I did the phaser arrays, and then I painted in these hatches, because it's so dull. I know I'm going to put decals like Aztecs, but it just looked weird without just a little touch here and there, so I painted those hatches. There we go. So, I also got our Impulse Warp Crystal installed. Right about there. You see that? It looks really dark in here. It's not. But yeah, that crystal is installed. And then let's. Oh yeah, I drilled out all the windows for the portholes for the BC deck. You can kind of see them there. And then I got all of our lighting installed. So I got those 3 strips or 6 strips on either side, and they're, ruin everything. They're chained together right here, and then they go out here. I got to go back and cut the tops off of here. That's the one thing I haven't done, and then because I'm pretty much done with the top. We have 2 3 strips right here, and they will illuminate these windows down here around the sensor dome. We have, let's see, our lounge installed. I don't know if I showed that yet. I don't think you can see it though. Can you see it? No, not yet. I'll light it up. So we got that lounge installed, and I got a little teeny tiny, I think it's a nano or a pico bulb, very small. It's a warm white. I got that installed, and I just ran the wires out this way. And then we got our warp crystal back here, and then I got a red light right under here that has these fiber optics. The holes are bigger than the fiber optics, so eventually I'm going to clip those off and fill those recesses with a little clear glue so they'll pop. But yeah, let's actually turn some lights off, and I'm going to be back, and we're going to light this up. Be back in a second. All right, guys, let's illuminate this. Oh boy. Yeah, there we go. The windows are lit up. You can see that crystal. Again, it's being blown out by the camera, but that lounge light is so bright. Oh no, that's really bright. I mean, in some respects it's cool, in other respects it's way too bright. Dang. Well, it's going to be bright in the lounge, I guess. You can see the windows are illuminated. You can see we got our little fiber optics going. Let's see if you can see that lounge now, that it's super bright. Oh, there it is. You can't even see inside it, it's so bright. It doesn't look so bright in person though. That's the thing. Let's see if we can do something here with the camera. Here's the zoom. There's the zoom. Will that focus, or will it just blow the light out? Just gonna blow the light out, aren't you? Oof. Let's see here. Throwing it in nano mode help.
Can't throw it in nano mode, of course. Why would you be able to do that? Alright, well, it's in there, and it's not as blown out in person. You can actually see the furniture and stuff, and down there, that kind of stinks. Oh, stupid camera. Oh, it's the only camera I got, so unfortunately, and it doesn't likes to blow light out. Dang. Can I do this? Will this help? No. No. It won't help. Ah, that stinks. Maybe I'll figure something out. Take some pictures with my phone and then put them up for you guys to see if I can get a better picture of that, the lounge there. But anyway, so that's all the lights for the top of the hull done. Now we have to start on the bottom of the hull. So I'll be back with that plan in a second. Okay, so we already have these two strips in. We have the mount for the blinker down here. I just gotta get a bulb and put it in there. You can see that thing right there gets a little clear piece. It's somewhere in here, and then a bulb, and it blinks along with I can't remember. I think it might be the bridge. It's either the bridge or the other lights. The other lights that go around here. Most of our lighting is going to be mounted in here for the windows and for our blinkers that go around here. The blinkers are currently being, well, dried. I have them all fiber optic. I decided to actually do another bulb for these rear ones just because otherwise you'd have to have four fiber optics coming from one bulb. So instead of doing that, I just did like 2 green and 2 red for each side. And then one, of course, clear up here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a big old thing of strip tape here, this LED strip tape, and we're going to go around the bend here. We're going to go all the way around here. I don't think I'm actually going to be using the shuttle bay, unfortunately, because it doesn't fit. I was super not done developing this before my printer died. I also need it in pieces to paint it because I can't get paint inside anywhere, you know. Yeah, it's too it doesn't work. I think this angle is also off. There's a lot of things going on with it that I don't like. I will get another kit and eventually really finish these the upgrade kit. Because right now it's not doing it for me. I mean, I don't even know how I'd get it in there. It's about 3 millimeters too tall to fit with the top on right now. Because we also have the top of it right here, which is about 1 mil. And then we also have the it's really cool. I was really looking forward to using this lighting grate. It's a really neat grate that's got like the crisscross pattern on it. That's just the infill, but it looks cool. And it looks really cool on here, but it don't outfit in the ship itself. It doesn't fit, and then on top of that, I couldn't get lights on top of it either. It kind of sucks. So we're gonna put that aside for this build and get to it later. We are going to use these, though. These little bezels I made. Unfortunately, I forgot to tell SDM to print the inserts in white, and he printed them in gray. So we're going to have to come up with something to fill these. This is where the light is, around these things. Remember how it lit up around the shuttle base? That's basically what these are. Also, they made the shuttle bay doors too small. So I'm going to have to just make my own shuttle bay doors. I'm just going to put some styrene and glue it on the back here. Painted the color it should be. And we'll just call it a day and put the little 1 and 2 decals on it. Yeah, it is disappointing that I can't use the shuttle bay, but at the same time, I just need to work on it eventually. Not right now. So then what we're going to do instead is we're going to basically put a LED strip all the way around. It's going to go on the outside of these
fill points, these mold fill points, what I'm guessing these are. And it's just going to come around here and kick around back here. So it's basically going to go around the perimeter. That way I'll be able to light my side windows up, and I'll be able to light up back here. I'm hoping that's enough to illuminate. Where did I just put that thing? Enough to illuminate these guys too. Let's see how these guys go on. The angled side that goes, yeah. These guys weren't exactly 100% either. They still need a little development. But these guys kind of go on like, man, you're not seeing anything because there's no light in here. I don't get it. These guys go on like this. So we still have to do this. I did cut the backs off here. Can you see that? Can you see light coming through there? Yeah. See, or not cut the back. I just sanded or used a file and got rid of the paint in there. So these things illuminate now. Let's see if I can get that again. There we go. See, illuminated. And then you got all these little holes back here that light up too. And then we got to do the impulse deck. Actually, the parts for that don't fit as well, but they're close enough for me to use. The two little impulse pieces I have, and then I got two bulbs that got to come out of there. I'm going to be painting this up, and I'm going to be putting those bezels on here and the shuttle bays in, and then I'm going to be connecting this. That's the next construction part. I'm going to put the impulse engines first, I think. There are clear pieces that go in here that they can go in last. They don't even need to go in anytime soon. So yeah, that's the plan for this. And the blinkers. The blinkers are, I've got them, as I said, in paint. They're almost ready to mount. I got one going down, one going up for all three of these, or well, 5 of them. And I just have to remember which side is which for the colors. Pretty sure that starboard is red, right? Or is it green? Shoot. I gotta get that right before I install them. I don't know why I forget that, you guys. It's the same as on a boat. I think I'd remember that. I'll get it. Don't worry. So that's what we're gonna do here and finish this up. I have the sensor dome and the bridge in paint. They are drying. I need to do some detail painting on those before I put some LEDs in there. I'm still not quite 100% on those, but I'm gonna get to work on this. Actually, not this so much. Well, I could install the lights. Maybe I'll work on install. Oh, I got to reinstall these. I put these all on before I painted it, like an idiot. You don't want to do that, because then you'll have to mask off all these little stupid windows. So I just ripped out all the stuff I had in there, and we'll just put it all back. I just had it hot glued. Just little transparencies that went around to block the back side of the windows. Yeah. So I'm gonna get to work on all that. This to start getting the impulse engines, start getting these bezels done and the shuttle bay doors done, and I'll be back in a flash with something new. Alright guys, we're up here on the handy cam. I did get these lights just all soldered together and stuff, and I got them connected together. I do have to build little ledges here for them to sit up and point more at the windows. I just put them in here just to see what they look like and everything. And I got these lights in here. I don't know if I showed that off. The rear 2 lights are in paint. I'm gonna reinstall them. They didn't work out too well, so I put longer fiber optics on them. They're gonna mount somewhere in here, and then I'm gonna run the fiber, whoop, and then down there and then up. I think let's see here. I got this thing ready. Got this in white. I have the 2 bezels here that go on there, and then of course the doors for the shuttle base go on the back of these. Those are about ready to do. But I think I'm gonna call the video here, you guys. We've done quite a bit of work so far. Next time we'll finish up with the lighting here, and hopefully I want to get the at least get the hood on this puppy. I want to get the top hole mounted to the bottom hole,
and we'll see how that goes. So I want to thank everyone for watching, and until next time, you guys take care.